This is my safe space, the place I call my tiny gaming corner. It has everything I need to suffice my gaming first. But what is that? An empty spot and a white wall? We can't have that. Enter stuff to fill that corner with more gaming peripherals. In this video, I'm going to make a compact gaming sim rig, and in order to do so, I need a few items. First up is this next level racing wheel stand. This is a compact wheel stand that can be collapsed into a small frame against the wall if needed. It is also sturdy as hell, and an option I prefer on top of something like a playseat. It comes packed with a lot of materials, but we're only here for the frame. Loose bolts. That's pretty reassuring. Lucky for me, most of the frame has already been assembled, so we only need to do some light assembly here. The first thing is to collapse the main frame. Drop down the pedal standard and start ramming in those twist knobs. Then assemble the foot frame. Now this is why you have to read the manual. In some occasions, not all. I should have known by just looking at it that this wasn't going the right way. The pedal frame had to go the other way around. Back to reading the manual properly, so I could install it how it's supposed to be. I'll just assemble it and do some proper measurement adjustments later. Now for the top shelf, which will hold a lot of stuff. This needs to be secured firmly. I lift the top upwards, but had to do the proper height later on. I secure the frame height in place with these bolts. This is the arm for the pedal shifter. In order to make a complete racing experience, I opted to use a manual shifter, down to attaching the frame grip pads, so it doesn't fly all over the place when using it. Another reason why I like this wheel stand, that it has this elongated bin, where the wheels of my gaming chair will reside. Time to install this LOGITECH shifter, which will work combined with the steering wheel. In order to attach this son of a bitch, I had to lay on my back while screwing in the bolts at the bottom. This Logitech G920 should go on top of it, something like this. Aligning this thing was pretty much a crime on its own. I had to try hitting the correct holes many times while laying on my back looking for them. With that attached, next up is attaching the pedals. I flipped the frame on its side so I could find the holes and the correct spacing to screw down the pedal plate. Now look at all this mess of cables, ridiculous. The wheel stand comes with these plastic brackets that make me nervous. This will not suffice, especially not with the plans I have for this rig. So let's take these off, bundle them all together into one package, and braid them into this plastic wire tube. It comes with a handy tool to snap in the wires in one go, but I don't care and will always do this manually. Go shoot me. I need to secure the plastic tube in its place, so I'm going to use tie wraps to keep it out of gaming reach. Same goes for the pedal shifter. I don't want to accidentally hit a floating cable. I don't like this loose cable hanging here, so I loop it through tight from one of the holes in the top mount. What's left is the power brick and the USB cable. Okay, let's clean the rig a bit. This manual shifter reeks of cigarette stench, as it was an Amazon warehouse deal. Same goes for the steering wheel, which doesn't smell horrible, but it's also a warehouse deal. I just like my stuff to be clean. Let's not forget the pedals. Don't want someone's nasty feet stank on those. This frame isn't a warehouse deal, but still, I had this enjoyment of cleaning the other parts. I had to do it. So here's the initial setup. This looks clean, this looks great. Simple and effective. There's going to be a lot more installed on here, but it's a proper start. Let's test it out on my laptop to see if everything works. Ha! You thought that this was a video where everything works properly. When does a video of mine work out 100% smoothly? Never. Turns out the pedals didn't work for shit. I tried every possible thing, from reinstalling the driver, reconnecting the cables, adjusting in-game settings. It works fine in the Logitech software settings. Maybe I was doing something wrong. I tried it in WRC10 and it had the same problem. I also tried it with Technoparrot, but it had the same result. After a few hours of trying to solve this problem, I sent all that Logitech crap back, waited for another deal and got this. It looks great, doesn't it? This is a warehouse deal on the THRUSTMASTER T300. The box looks like it was dumped from a cargo plane at 100 feet. But other than that, the stuff inside looks brand new. I guess someone just had a bad day and went angry crazy on the box alone or something. Now before I'm going to do anything else, I will test this thing out before I waste my time again on cleaning and doing cable management for nothing. All seems to work fine, thank God. So now it's time to build up the rig again. The same stuff like last time. I install the pedal frame here, install the wheel on top of the rig, do the freaking cable management like an idiot, still manually tie wrap the crap out of it like last time, and there you have it. The same stuff, minus a pedal shifter. Okay, I want to test some steps here before I move on. Let's quickly try some gaming to see if everything works. I fire up Project Cars 2. Mind you, I have never ever played this game, so shown footage of me driving like a buffoon comes for free. Let's go on to the next step, which is attaching a monitor clamp to the top of the frame, so I can attach a monitor in front of it. I bought this clamp, but I wasn't expecting it to end up this high. No worries, I just have to point the monitor a bit down, attaching an LG gaming monitor with one hand while using the other to screw down, working crosswise for safety. I bought this simple power strip for like $7 because a lot more peripherals need to be installed that need to drain power, fixturing the HDMI cable and power supply, while channeling it downwards toward the plastic tube. Hey, since I don't have that shifter anymore, let's get rid of that shifter platform. This makes the rig eventually even more compact. Now for the heart of the sim racing rig. This is a Mini 4 mini PC. I won't tire you with all the specs, but it has an AMD Ryzen 5 CPU, 16GB of RAM, a 512GB SSD, and best of all, a Vega 8 graphics chip. I wanted this rig to be as compact as possible. Attaching it, however, was another chore, and I had to freestyle this thing on the top platform, attaching the HDMI and power cable here. And yes, it's another round of doing cable management. Nope, still not doing it, still going manual. You can't make me. Now a day before I did this setup, I installed Windows 11, updated the machine, and installed all my racing games. Let's do another test to see if everything works. The wheel's calibrating. So far looking good with no hiccups in my way. And let's test out some games. Remember, the last time I played these games was on my gaming laptop with top gaming specs. With this mini PC, I had to make compromises between graphics, frames per second, and getting a smooth gaming experience. Most games look great thanks to that Vega 8 chip, as you can see. Sadly, some games do not support the wheel at all, which is a shame. Next, of wanting it to be a serious race rig, I like arcade racing games like Sonic All-Star Racing, which did not work with the wheel. My favorite game in the pack is for surely Grid. A reminder, I have never played Dirt 2.0, so don't judge me. A game like Wreckfest, well, it's playable, but the dead zone is all over the place. But I am playing all of this with no sound, which is absolutely horrible. Let's fix that to wrap up the experience. I bought this external trackpad, which replaces the mouse for Windows. I still need to select my games from the Windows desktop. I got this JBL Solo soundbar, donated thanks to Grata. Thank you, Grata. And this will be placed underneath the monitor for sound, being directly blasted in your face while gaming. To attach it, I went and bought a universal soundbar holder. Of course, it did not come with a manual, which is fine, I don't care. I will figure it out eventually. Screws need to be placed here, I guess, I don't know. Remember when I said that assembling on your own f***ing sucks? For example. And the last one, the soundbar clamp needs to be attached to the back of the monitor, and between the initial screws, holding the monitor to the monitor clamp. Great. But I had to remove the work I did attaching the clamp on the soundbar in the first place, because there was no room to insert the soundbar underneath while attaching the clamp. For real, ugh. Now looking back at it, it's kind of funny. While commencing, it was not. Just having two hands wasn't enough. I used my knee to uplift the soundbar while attaching the first metal bar on the monitor, which didn't work because the screw fell through the hole of the metal bar, so I needed a washer as well and had to loosen up the screws and start all over again. Eventually I got all this stuff right. Ha! You guessed it. More peripherals, more cable management. It would have been easier to do all of this at the end, but getting all the items took almost 8 weeks in total, so I had to readjust each time for this video. I installed a power cable to the soundbar, and here we go again. No, leave it be. I am totally fine with this method. Also, with all these power breaks, I had to find a secure way to get them out of the way for the gaming experience, hence a double whammy. Okay. That was the last of doing cable management. I did my best and came up with these results. The rig itself only has one cable, which is the power cable to fire it all up for my convenience. Done! Let's do the final run and the finishing test. Calibrating works. Let's go back to gaming, this time with sound. The JBL soundbar is extremely powerful, so I can't go full volume, or else my neighbors would complain. I have been training my driving skills in those past few weeks, so I enjoy my ramped up driving skills. Thank you for watching this video and its journey towards my compact gaming rig. If you liked this video, I would certainly appreciate a thumbs up. Leave a comment about what you think of the rig, and a subscribe is highly appreciated, which will keep you updated on the newest videos I post if you do. And I'll see you on the next one.